Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I am finally starting out my journey to travel around Europe. First of all, I've got to cross over the border from Holland into Germany, and then I'm going to head down towards the Black Forest. I'm going to follow along the River Danube for a little while and then probably drop down into Italy, but I'm going to keep an eye on the weather because I only want to be where it's warm and it's a bit chilly right now. So let's go and find the sun. Welcome to owmyback-packing. I'm Heather, an over 50s traveller, and after 4 months of incredible backpacking in Thailand, I'm back in Europe for the next 5 months, travelling in my little van across the beautiful continent on a budget. I'll be sharing real honest moments of life on the road, staying true to my backpacking spirit. Stay tuned as I explore hidden gems, meet amazing people, and embrace the freedom of van life. Let's get going and find that sun. Okay, I'm finally off. It's about 400 k's to my first stop, and hopefully it will be the start of the River Danube. So, see you there. So, we've only been driving about 20 minutes and these roads are beautiful. It's going to be a really lovely drive. I'll just show you. Right now I'm heading to the source of the river, and it starts in the Black Forest in Germany. It's incredible to think about how this river winds its way through so many countries and cultures. It's over 1,775 miles long, all the way to the Black Sea in Romania. After checking out the source, I'll be making my way to Regensburg, soaking in all the sights and sounds along the way. This journey is all about embracing the adventure and the stories this river has to tell. Not to mention a few good laughs, and I'm quite sure a couple of hiccups as well. So first stop is Stad Donau-Schingen, is the start of the River Danube. Now I'm parked up right next to the Danube for the first night. This is the spring where the water comes up. But of course we've got some stairs to go down because the lift's shut. This is the spring. This round fountain and the surrounding statues were created to highlight the river's significance back in 1817. There is also a beautiful castle right next door, but unfortunately it's closed. We're 678 metres above the sea. And over there is 2,840 kilometres to sea. It's not all glamour and glitz in this van lifestyle. I've just popped into Netto. And some dinner for tonight. I've got a little visitor. So I'm parked up in this lovely little area, surrounded by fields and stalks everywhere. Good morning! It's another bright and cheery morning, and I've had the most amazing night's sleep. It was so quiet where I was staying, like genuinely one of the best night's sleep I've had for about 3 months. So whilst driving along the Danube, pretty much every single village or town has a castle. I've never seen so many castles. I'm going to go and check this one out, but it is actually shut today, but I'm sure I can still have a little look around the outside. This place is pretty huge. It's a real shame it's not open. Look at the clock. This is Hochstadt Palace, a real gem here in Bavaria. This stunning palace was built between 1589 and 1603 for Duchess Anna of Jülich-Kleeberg. As you can see, the exterior showcases beautiful late Renaissance architecture, and here in the courtyard you can really get a sense of the grandeur and history that this place holds. The palace played a role in many historical events, including the War of the Spanish Succession and the famous Battle of Hochstadt in 1704. Today it's open as a museum, but sadly I arrived on a Monday and everything seems to be shut. I love the way the windows are on the slant as they go up to the tower. That's so sweet. says from 1081 to 1928. Okay, I'm going to hop back in the bus and drive along to the next spot. The next stop is in a town called Neuburg am Donau, which I think is still the Danube. I hope so, or I've made a very ridiculous mistake. I'm learning that the Danube has many different names depending on the country. That's a pretty impressive entrance to the old town. Look at that. Got to walk through the tunnel. At least there's no stairs. I know I've said it before, but if you are into history and castles, this is a fantastic road to follow along. It's full of lovely little alleyways. And I'm at the town square now. Neuburg has a rich history dating back to the medieval times and is known for its impressive architectural and cultural heritage. One of the town's highlights is the Neuburg Castle, which sits atop a hill overlooking the Danube. The castle has a fascinating history and offers stunning views of the surrounding area. And I believe that is the castle, but again, it's shut. It's Monday. Monday is definitely not the day to come and visit, guys. Okay, let's take a walk around the courtyard of the castle, as that appears to be open. And these amazing courtyard frescoes date back to the 16th century. These murals are like a blast from the past, showcasing everything from mythological stories to historical scenes. You can really imagine the ladies prancing around here with their big dresses on. This is obviously all part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's incredible to think these paintings have been here for over 400 years. And there is said lady. Just look at this artwork though. Absolutely amazing. From the front of the castle you have an amazing view of the river, but also these really interesting shell grottos. And there's the Danube, and following that is what's made me find all these castles. That's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so when I first came to this town, I parked on the outskirts. Wasn't sure that you could actually drive through, but having seen quite a few vehicles going through here, I thought I'd give it a little try. It's a bit scary, but it's all good fun, and you know, why not? Good afternoon. I've just parked up and arrived in the city of Regensburg, which is obviously on the River Danube, and I found a really lovely little spot which is €1 for 12 hours. So for the night it will be €2, which is absolutely perfect. But I'll show you where I'm parked because it's really quite impressive. That's the view outside to the back of the bus. And over there is one of those really expensive river cruise boats, and that's where they dock for the night. That's all the medieval castle walls over there. Quite impressed for £2. And naturally for that price there's no services, but that's absolutely fine. Got everything on board that I need. So happy days, and tomorrow I will be exploring the whole city. So I'm going to go for a wander around the city in a bit, but I'm definitely going to get up early tomorrow and make the best of the day that I have here. Apparently there's plenty to see. There's a medieval bridge and a medieval town centre, and there is also a 13th century, so medieval as well, cathedral. So it should be quite a good day tomorrow. Just woken up from a great night's sleep, and I've been walking on the river for about 6 minutes, and apparently that's to take me into the old town. I'm going to go and have a look around. There's a cathedral and a castle and an old stone bridge. So let's go and have a look. There's definitely a lot of river cruise boats come here. They're all the way down and they're doubled up. There's at least 7 or 8 there, and then further down there's loads more. Maybe it's going to be more interesting than I think. I'm standing on the footbridge and I can get a really good view of the medieval bridge from here, and the cathedral and the clock tower. This is the outside of the fort, and it was built in 1320. I love these buildings with all the wood on. They're just so fairy tale. Lederhosen. I have to say this town is really packed with charm. First up, did you know Regensburg is one of the best preserved medieval towns in Germany? It's actually a UNESCO World Heritage site, and walking through its cobbled streets feels like stepping back in time. Regensburg town centre has more medieval buildings than any other town in Germany, and many of them have been wonderfully preserved. This town's rich history is on full display everywhere you look, from the ancient Roman gates to the bustling town square. One of the town's highlights is the stone bridge, which was built back in 1135. It's incredible to think that people were crossing this bridge almost 900 years ago. At the time, it was one of the longest bridges in Europe. It survived floods, wars and time itself, and it's still standing strong today. I think I found the Louvre in Ravensburg. And now I'm on the opposite side of the river, and that's looking just as beautiful. Beautiful parkland, but if you look, the river splits and there's like a huge island in the middle. And again, over there's the main flow where all the boats are. We go and check out the inside of the cathedral. I think it's free. Hopefully it's free. Regensburg is also home to the St. Peter's Cathedral, which took nearly 600 years to complete. Can you imagine how many different people worked on this building? From the stained glass to the tall spires, this cathedral is an absolute masterpiece. Regensburg has been a real gem, but onwards and upwards. Just pack the little girl up and going to say goodbye. So I want to try and find somewhere nice, because tomorrow apparently it's going to be 27, so I'd like to be able to sit down, chill out and enjoy the warm weather. So I'm parked up here tonight. Look at this, completely free. And there's a swimming lake. Yeah. What a really cool find. Apparently it's completely safe to swim. There's even lifeguards here. They're just over there at the moment. Don't really want to put them on camera, but you know. And a beautiful beach. Look at that. All free. That's the area I put the shower up. And then during the day, just put it away. Takes about 10 minutes. So I just want to show you my quick and easy shower setup. So I've got this little shower here that runs down to a little submergible pump that will go into that bucket of hot water that I've just boiled on the kettle. I do have running water, but it's only cold. And I've put some hooks up in the ceiling, and I can put a shower curtain up all the way around. It goes all the way around behind me as well, so it'll come round here in a minute. And then on the floor I've got a doggy paddling pool. So it takes me about 10 minutes to set it up in here, but it gives me loads of space. And because I'm obviously only showering once a day or every other day, it just gives me more space to use in the van on a daily basis that's not being wasted by something that I use for like 10 minutes. Well, as you can see, this is a pretty lovely park up, and I've just had a shower, so I am going to chill out here for the next 24 hours, maybe 48, because the weather for the next couple of days looks pretty amazing, and as you've just seen, the lake looks quite beautiful, so I might go for a little bit of a swim as well. So that's it from me this week, and I will continue down the Danube. I've decided I'm going to go all the way down until it goes out to sea in Romania, as it looks really interesting. I mean, so far it's been really quite different to what I expected it to be, and really quite interesting and full of history. So I'm quite looking forward to that now. So the next big town I will head to will be Passau, and that is the last part of the Danube that's actually in Germany, and then I'll be able to cross over the border into Austria and slowly heading towards Vienna, which is quite exciting. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share, and follow along next week for more.